And so we think of our platforms as operating systems for the modern enterprise. And that word operating is so important to us. We are not just a data platform. We're not analytics. We're trying to make our customers better, not just smarter. Analytics give you insights. How do you turn these insights into decisions? How do you turn those decisions into alpha? And over the years, this has resulted in an ever differentiated, powerful end-to-end offering. And that offering really met its moment in times of crisis, including in COVID, where we were able to start over 80 new engagements in the first 3 weeks because we had this solution that you could deploy in a couple of days to solve incredibly complicated problems. But it's not just a couple of days. Of course, it's 15 years of intensive R&D and a couple of days. 15 years of earning and encoding that opinion. And so we were, and I think we still are, the only solution that can solve a problem in a crisis when time really, really matters.
Welcome to the channel. My name is and in this episode we are talking Foundry. I know that a lot of people are missing out of Palantir simply because they don't understand what they do or how they do it. They almost make it seem like Palantir is a part of some secret society. So correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that Palantir is a public company now. I also heard they had demo day and investor day where they pretty much explained everything. And they also list annual reports. Yeah, I can see the problem now. You actually need to sit down and read through this stuff, you lazy. But anyway, today we are talking Foundry, one of 3 platforms and probably the one with the most potential to make Palantir some serious money. So with this shit out of the way, let's start the episode.
Let's start with a simple question. What is Foundry? Foundry is a first-class data integration and management platform, a comprehensive suite of analytical tools, and an operational platform of applications for business users. But at its core, we believe Foundry is the central decision support infrastructure for any organization. We built a software framework that translates data and models into knowledge that human operators can use to make better decisions. The Foundry ontology and simulation engine we are demoing today represent this connective tissue between assets in the digital world and actual decisions in the real world.
Okay, so in short, Foundry is an operating system for enterprises that turns data into knowledge and knowledge into decisions. For the purpose of this video, I will divide Foundry into 4 different layers. Essentially, each layer is designed to do a specific job inside the Foundry. So basically, the first layer is meant only to collect raw data that the business is producing on a daily basis. So now that this data is collected, the job of the second layer is to connect and to find relationships, links, and so on between data. Essentially, what this layer does is transforms raw data into real-life entities, events, objects, consequences, basically into knowledge, as Palantir would put it. It tells you what all of this data you just collected actually means and what it represents in the real world for your business. So you can think of the first 2 layers as sort of a base level of Foundry. And the next 2 layers, ontology layer and simulation layer, are what really sets Palantir apart from I would normally say competition, but where the fuck is competition?
Palantir Foundry's ontology and simulation engine technology is our unique solution to this challenge. It preserves granular data governance and security while mapping all data into a shared, easily understood framework specific to the organization. This ontology, the representation or the digital twin of an organization, provides a common interface for all downstream workflows, from search and analysis to operational applications like supply chain optimization. It is also a 2-way interface between an organization's digital assets and its real-world operations, allowing teams to feed their unique insights back into a common understanding of the business. This ontology goes beyond integrated 360-degree views. It's the foundation for all decision-making through search, analysis, reporting, and applications. What's most exciting is that this framework is bi-directional. All user insights and decisions are recorded in the ontology, where they become immediately available as data for others to build on. This enables unparalleled cross-functional collaboration. For example, imagine a supply chain analyst discovers excess inventory of a particular raw material that will expire in a few months. They can flag this as an opportunity, notify a customer account manager, and from there identify potential sales opportunities for those finished goods.
Okay, as we said before, in the second layer, data is transformed into usable knowledge for the organization. It essentially gives data meaning in real world. So the purpose of third layer, also known as ontology, is basically to map and to integrate together all of this knowledge. And through this process, Foundry literally creates a digital copy of the organization. What this means that everything that happens with the business in real life, and I mean everything, is also reflected in ontology. To put it in simple terms, ontology gives users a real-time digital picture of their business. Water break. So one of the biggest advantages of ontology, besides instant insights into the business, is the compounding business intelligence effect that is created by feeding users insights back into ontology. What this means is that basically with each passing day, with each passing quarter, with each passing year, you know more about your business than you did before. And that's why the longer companies are using Foundry, the more valuable it becomes to their business. And that is also the reason why the average revenue per customer is growing, and it will continue to grow in the future. You can quote me on that, bitches! Okay, so now you know why ontology plays a crucial part in decision making. It essentially provides executives, or for that matter any other employee, with every possible insight they need to truly make data-backed decisions. But of course, Palantir wouldn't be Palantir if they stopped here. What is happening in the fourth layer is truly...
So far, we focused a lot on data, and how data is mapped into the ontology to generate a dynamic model of the organization that powers decision-making downstream. In order to make even better decisions, your team needs more than just data. Oftentimes, operators rely on models to help them understand the potential impacts of decisions before they make them. These models can be as complex as deep learning and artificial intelligence, or as simple as logic, like adherence to standards often used by executives. Once again, Foundry's ontology is the connective tissue. By mapping models to that ontology, we create a system-wide simulation engine that powers what-if analyses that were previously impossible. Users at every level of the organization, from strategic to operational, can understand the potential outcomes and side effects of a decision before they execute on that decision. What this creates is an extremely powerful infrastructure that enables organizations to treat their operations like code. Changes can be staged and tested before they are applied.
Okay, so the fourth layer is also known as AI, also known as artificial intelligence, or simulation layer. And yeah, I mean, it does pretty much what it says in the name. It's a cheat code. I remember when I was little, I used to play this game, Grand Theft Auto Vice City. It's a very old game, but anyways, anytime I was in trouble with the police, I would just type in Panzer and a fucking tank would fall from the sky for me. And the same goes for simulation layer. It's a fucking cheat code, period. I mean, how crazy it is to know outcomes and potential consequences of decisions before you even make them. Just try to imagine how much companies can benefit from something like that. How much money can it make them? Or in fact, even better, how much money can it save them? I mean, the possible applications of this shit are just enormous. All of this is based on mathematical models and chaining these models together. Essentially, the artificial intelligence in the fourth layer finds connections and links between models, and then it can predict how a change in one model will affect the second model. I know it sounds complicated, but in reality, it's very simple. So let's take a look at how chaining models is done inside Foundry.
To see chained modeling in more detail, we can go to our simulation interface, Vertex. With the seasonal demand model and the production model, we can quickly traverse a complex value chain and ask questions like, if a supplier delivers only 50% of a raw material, what is the impact on my on-time delivery of finished goods? Which of my customers are most impacted? Because the models are chained together through real-world mapping, I can easily understand the complexities of my entire supply chain, from upstream suppliers to downstream customers and everything in between, including the plants and the distribution center nodes. As a result, everyone can understand and anticipate the side effects of their decisions, allowing for unprecedented collaboration and universally optimal decision-making. By moving the slider, we can simulate the interactions of all of the models and the impact on the supply chain into the future. We can see some of the nodes turn red, the plants and distribution centers you see on the map, alerting us to potential problems in our supply chain, such as low inventory or an increase in unexpected demand, or anything else. Here we're looking at the detailed system view, but this simulation engine can also be deployed into any application to inform decisions at every level of the organization.
That was it for the video. If you're still watching, I love you and catch you in the next episode.